Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And guys, I am currently on the road for a couple of hours, so there's not the perfect microphone that we usually have. Then again, right now we have a Ripple lawsuit update. And you guys already know, I can't let you down. Whenever something happens in the Ripple v SEC lawsuit, I am always there as soon as humanly possible, and that is exactly right now. There's actually a couple of things which went down. First of all, we got ourselves two transcripts, which I talked about briefly earlier. I didn't talk about them too much because, well, we were there when all this happened. Like one of these is, for example, transcript release. Below is the transcript from the August 31st conference regarding the deliberative process privileged. Nothing to report at the time. And then we also have a transcript release about, below is the transcript from July 15th. Telephonic conference before Judge Netburn when the SEC's motion to quash the Hinman deposition was argued. It is not the Hinman deposition transcript. Once more, we have seen all this stuff. It's right now just if you're a lawyer, for example, like John Deaton, this might really help you out because you are not able to officially record it. Even though I, of course, was really, kind of on point with getting all the transcripts myself. Just kidding. I believe that a lot of those guys actually got the transcripts a lot earlier even. I believe right now they're just released to the public. But guys like John Deaton and Ripple themselves, the SEC, I think they got the transcripts way earlier. At least that's my thought process. But that's a side note. It's, I guess, nice that it came out to the public. Not sure what you do with that. The more important part came about 30 minutes ago. SEC has filed a letter of supplemental authority in support of its motion to strike Ripple's fairness defense. Below are the letters and the case and the SEC that the SEC relies upon. There's two things to say. One, we're drawing closer and closer to the end of the expert discovery phase, which is ending in about a week from now, I think even a little bit less. And what that basically means is that right now I'm trying to set up a couple of interviews with some lawyers. We got John Deaton who wants to come on board, but the communication is it takes a little bit of time to get people who are this busy on the show. You guys can probably understand that these people are very busy. But the only problem is I'm trying to get somebody on before the expert discovery is over so they can kind of explain to the channel, to y'all what's going on. Because I'd rather have them explain it to you than I, because again, I'm not a lawyer. But as far as I don't know, they've been talking to experts for the last couple of months. We even had that 2-month extension, which we talked about a couple of times. And from here on forward, they're going to start going into the real court battle, which you guys probably know. But that also means that right now they've talked to so many experts, so they have some more authoritative, I guess, opinions on the matter. And so it is also not too strange that they actually add, as far as I know, once more, just as far as my knowledge go, supplemental, I guess, information to whatever motion they put up, as these motions can and will be decided before the next big decision, I guess the next big phase in the lawsuit comes. So again, let's quickly check this out. Plaintiff SEC respectfully submits the notice of supplemental authority in further support of the SEC's pending motion to strike. If you don't know what that is all about, the SEC is suing Ripple for of course, kind of a security violation. They said, however, Ripple's side said, well, you didn't warn us properly enough. You should have basically let go of a couple of statements saying, hey, you're doing something wrong. Seize it, or here's exactly what you're doing wrong. Here's our authority. They didn't ever do that, though. It's kind of what the Ripple is arguing. And the SEC is now saying, well, we did. So that shouldn't be a defense. That's, again, the motion to strike. And right now they're adding something to that motion to strike to say, well, we think that this is also important as to why we don't think your defense makes sense. It's the fourth affirmative defense in which Ripple asserts that Ripple did not have and plaintiff failed to provide fair notice that his conduct was in violation of law, in contravention of Ripple's due process rights. On December 20th, 2021, a Northern District of Illinois court issued the attached opinion denying defendant's motion to dismiss in the SEC v. 5 rejected at the pleading stage the same fair notice argument Ripple asserts in this case, and the SEC has moved to strike. Meaning, there's another case here that happened just now, and it went down December 20th. And in that same specific area, the court, right? So there's another court of Northern District of Illinois, so not really close, but you guys get the idea, issued the attached opinion denying defendant's motion to dismiss in the SCV5. 5 rejected at the pleading stage the same fair notice argument. So once more, as far as I know, in a different court, this fair notice argument was denied, and so right now they're trying to use that. Once more, if I'm missing something or if I have something wrong, please let me know. 5 involves the broad statutory term dealer, like Ripple's arguments here regarding a different and similarly flexible statutory term, investment contract. The 5 defendants contended they did not have fair notice on the SEC's novel interpretation of the statutory dealer when they engaged in the conduct about which the SEC now complains. The 5 defendants specifically argued that the SEC's regulatory guidance not only lulled defendants into thinking that their conduct was appropriate, but also encouraged that conduct. Rejecting the defendant's argument, the 5 court agreed with the SEC that for purposes of assessing fair notice and due process, the standard against which the SEC seeks to measure defendants' conduct is the statute itself, language of which defendants and all others even arguably involved in security transactions plainly have had notice. The court accepted the same argument the SEC has advanced in this case, concluding it is for the courts, not the parties, to determine whether particular conduct falls within the scope of that statute. Point being, once more, as you just read, indeed, 5 rejected defendants' fair notice defense at the motion to dismiss stage, despite acknowledging the lack of binding authority, constructing the term dealer. In Ripple's case, binding authority construing them to the term investment contract has existed since 1946. Thus, 5 provides additional authority for striking Ripple's fourth affirmative defense. I don't think it's that strong, because it's a different idea. And I believe John Deaton is actually going pretty crazy over on Twitter already right now, trying to kind of dig into it, trying to explain why what they're doing is not right. I can't see it right this second, though, so we're not going to talk about it just now. But if you're not understanding still, the SEC is trying to say, hey, we found a new case that just went down where they're also talking about this fair notice defense. We right now want to add this specific letter because we think it might help in also getting your fair notice defense down, as we don't think it's solid anymore after reading this. Oh, here we go. So you can see John Deaton is basically right now riling up the idea. It's not about the token itself. On January 1st, 2021, I sued the SEC. It was 9 days after the SEC sued Ripple, declaring XRP, including XP traded in the secondary market, investment contracts with Ripple. I argued from the beginning the conflicts and appearances of impropriety, I guess. And he's going on about the whole ordeal. This actually coincides a little bit with what they wrote, though, guys. Again, it's not the same thing. This case is way bigger than what we saw right there. However big this one is, this case is way bigger, and it also has way more, I guess, longer-lasting consequences. Because what they're doing to Ripple / XRP right now is whatever verdict they make will basically be pulled or stretched out over every single crypto case that's yet to come. You got to remember that. That's also most likely one of the main reasons why the judge hasn't made a choice, because she probably understands the implications that will have. Whatever choice she makes, it'll have very long-lasting effects, like the Howey test did back then in 1946 or 1936 or whatever. It'll basically have the same similar type of scope where it will be used for the years and years and years to come. So she's taking her time, and I don't think that this 5 case is going to go down into the history books, but all right, want to kind of keep it at that. All right, so that was a little update right now in regards to the lawsuit. We're still trying to figure out exactly what the next step is going to be, but that's again what we want a lawyer here for, as we all know the new smaller phases and things which are happening, but we still have until January 14th until the expert discovery closes. And then I'm going to try get somebody on the channel before that time. Not sure if it's going to happen, though, but I'm trying my best. And afterwards, we're going into the next phase, which is most likely filing for summary judgment, right? And then move on with that, as I discussed in my interview with Jeremy Hogan a little while ago. All right, having said that, I think we covered it all for today. Still excited about XRP because I know whatever the price goes, it's still undervalued because they'll probably, again, my own thoughts, not financial advice nor legal advice, they'll probably win. Probably going to get some crazy boost in terms of price. Probably going to go pretty crazy in terms of engagement and just spread of XRP. Like the word is going to be like, oh, wow. Yeah, XP is not so bad after all. Right now, it's just not getting the attention it deserves. But I think that will soon be over. At least, let's hope. All right, that was it. Thank you all. Adios, amigos.